No. Hello, people
Oh,
of
wait, wait, wait,
YouTube.
wait, 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 wait. Am I counting that? You literally went into the intro. If I keep it, can I count that?
Yes.
Oh man. Hot start. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Son of a bitch. Oh, okay. Hello, people of YouTube land. Those that follow Ted and I on Twitch, those that are part of the Cringe Crew gaming community Discord, and those that are listening to this on various audio formats and audio streaming places for podcasts. I am Spartacus.
Fuck yourself. I am also Spartacus.
Yeah, I'm Trinoctus.
And I'm Ted.
And this is the Cringe Crew game movie review podcast, and obviously we're doing Stanley Kubrick films. And we are reviewing the 1960 film Spartacus, obviously directed by Stanley Kubrick, based on the 1951 novel by Howard Bass, also called the novel's also called Spartacus. Budget of $12 million, box office return of $17 million during the initial release. Nominated for I don't know if it's been nominated for 4, but at least 4. It won. Oh wait, sorry. Nominated for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh wait, sorry. No, 6. Academy Awards, winning 4, including Best Supporting Actor with Peter Ustinov as Bartiardis, Best Art Direction, Best Cinematography, Best Costume Design, and it was nominated for Film Editing, Best Musical Score, and lost those 2. Okay, cast. Kirk Douglas as Spartacus. We already talked about Kirk Douglas. Lawrence Oliver as Crassius, who's the villain in this. Lawrence Oliver is a director and actor. Look it up on Wikipedia. We're going through this because we are memeing this shit. Marilyn Simmons as Variana, Spartacus's love interest. She was originally not supposed to be the original person. Was not supposed to be the person in this role. They had someone else, and Kubrick and Kirk Douglas fired her and replaced her with Gene Simmons. Charles Lawton is the politician Gracchus. Charles Lawton's best known to me as Dr. Moreau in the movie Island of Lost Souls, based off of H.G. Wells's Island of Dr. Moreau. We already touched upon Peter Ustinov as Batiatis, the slave owner of Spartacus, and him winning the Best Supporting Actor. Actor Tony Curtis as Antonidas. John Gavin as Julius Caesar. And the only important actor that I see around here is Herbert Lom as the pirate in this movie, which is Tigranes Levitanas, or however that is. Anyway, production. This movie basically got made because Kirk Douglas didn't get the role of Ben-Hur in Ben-Hur, so therefore Douglas wanted to be in a Roman movie, like a movie set in Roman times, because these were being fucking made
left, right, and sideways.
Yeah, with like Cleopatra, Ben-Hur, Jason the Argonauts, Clash of the Titans. The list goes on. But anyway, he was going to have Lawrence Oliver direct it. He went to like Universal Studios, which they ended up having the rights to Howard Fass's novel. Eventually, they decided to use Stanley Kubrick, due to Kubrick, working with Kirk Douglas in Pass of Glory. And this is also ends up being the only movie that Stanley Kubrick did not have complete and total control over. And there's quite a few different decisions that were made that that Kubrick differed from before. This what Kubrick wanted to film in like basically like standard format. While the studio had him film in 35 Super 70 Technorama format, and then had it blowed up to 77 millimeters. And also, Kubrick wanted everything shot on location, and the movie studio wanted to film everything on a Hollywood soundstage. And then a compromise was made. Half was filmed in the soundstage, and half was filmed outside, which, you know, makes a lot of sense why a lot of the shit looked like it was filmed on a goddamn TV set.
We'll get there, I promise.
And the only thing that I could actually really say is that cinematographer Russell Meddy would get into arguments on how to shoot things with Stanley Kubrick, and Stanley Kubrick's just like, well, if you want to quit, go ahead and quit, because I can do the cinematography myself.
I respect it.
And basically, Russell Meddy afterwards winning, you know, best, you know, for the cinematography in this, no longer complained afterwards. And that's what we got for all background. Let's get into the plot.
All right. Plot's really fucking simple for this film. Essentially, you follow Spartacus, who is a slave to the Roman Empire. He falls in love with a woman. He chases her out, starts a revolution, fights against the, you know, army that enslaved him, dies. I want you to keep how short that plot review was in mind as we move into likes and dislikes. Stallman, I'm taking over. We're going straight into fucking dislikes. If you haven't noticed, we're going really fast in this podcast. We're speed running this shit. And do you want to understand why? It's because if you took the time, the 3.5 hours to watch this movie, you get 1.5 sentences worth of fucking material out of it. There's no substance to this movie. There's nothing worth your goddamn while. It's awful. It's so fucking long for nothing to goddamn happen. So we're speed running. You're gonna get this whole fucking podcast in 15 minutes to cover 3.5 hours of film, and honestly 15 minutes is too fucking long because this movie was dog shit. It was absolutely fucking worthless. Everything was horrible. Ha! All right.
Yeah.
Now
the acting with sorry. All right.
Oh,
No, all right, no, come on. All right. The acting, with the exception of Peter Ustinov and Charles Lawton, is extremely fucking wooden, which is disappointing because Kirk Douglas was so good in the last movie. And this one, it's just like he phoned it in, even though he was the reason why this got made.
Man, look, I want to stick on cinematography because you mentioned it. My yelling, screaming rant is over.
Sets were dog shit, with the exception of the outside. The cinematography outside's great, but within the Hollywood sets, the cinematography being so great made those sets look obviously like sets that was on like a theater stage.
There were genuinely scenes that you could see where the crowd literally got duplicated. They put like 15 people in a group clustered together, and they just literally copied and pasted them left and right. Like it was so fucking abysmally goddamn bad.
You could see where they painted a bush. On some like the small scene.
The only thing that I have that I can't complain about was cinematography, because sound was awful, voiceovers were awful. Like, admittedly, like, I'll give them like a benefit of the doubt with sound, specifically because if they were filmed outdoors, you had to voice them over. They didn't want wind getting in the way. Like, I get why they did it, and of course, it's the 50s, 60s, whatever the fuck this was.
1960.
Whatever the fuck. It doesn't goddamn matter. But they did it so poorly that, like, the actors stopped showing emotion if they knew they were going to get voiced over because, well, it's not even my real voice, so why the fuck does it make a difference? They kind of did the sound like dog shit. The only thing that I can complain about with cinematography is lighting. And I'm honestly going to give it credit that like it's really easy to film something outdoors with sunlight and say that it's sunlight. Like they made it really easy for themselves.
Another big thing is that there's a lot of scenes that are fucking nothing. Like, this movie could have been made in an hour. It could have been an hour or 2 hours. It did not need to be 3.5 hours.
They built themselves... Stallman, they built themselves a fucking intermission. We watched 2 hours of movie for a story that was, I don't want to be a slave because girl over there pretty. Again, summed that up in one singular sentence. And then they built themselves an intermission into the movie. You watched it, there's 2 minutes of movie, like 2 minutes of music over a blue screen that literally says intermission. They directed themselves
a black screen with music.
They directed themselves in a fucking gap because they knew it was too fucking long, full of nothing, that you needed a fucking break. There's no goddamn excuse for that, bro. Like, there's no rational way that you should be like, yeah, we're making this movie. It needs a gap. Like, this movie has so little in it that you need a break from the nothing. No, bro, Zack Snyder's fucking 4.5 hour Justice League cut didn't have a fucking built-in intermission. You needed to hit the pause button yourself like a fucking adult. Dude, this movie was so goddamn long for nothing to fucking happen. As many bad movies as we watched, Stallman, I don't know that I've ever been this fucking hostile.
Battle scenes were alright, but, like, to be honest, like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Even the battle scenes fucking sucked. You watching two dudes, the first time you get the fight scene, where they're the first time they're in the gauntlet, right?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Roman army fight.
No.
The hell with everything at the beginning.
I'm going chronologically, dude, because everything fucking sucks, right? The first time you see them, you're like, hey, fights
so terrible.
You guys are both slaves fighting for your right to live. One of you gets this tiny little fucking dagger and this tiny little shield that barely protects one of your fucking testicles. The other guy gets this fucking he gets a 6-foot trident and a net. What the fuck kind of shit is that? Okay, anyway, as you get into the giant Roman fucking battles, like, they're kind of almost okay, and then all of a sudden it's just like intermission, and there's 3,000 fucking dead bodies occupying every fucking square foot. You don't see shit. It's fucking awful. I'm gonna move on. I wanted to speed run this. I can't get stuck here. I promise. All right. So the acting for everyone, abysmally piss poor, dude. Nobody gives a fuck about this movie. You could argue that the main character gives a shit, but it's so poorly, like, executed when everybody else around him acts like shit, that he looks like shit. I
honestly think the reason why the guy that plays Barty Artist won is because everybody else is so shit and he's just mediocre that it looks a lot better than it.
The whole time. Have you ever watched Futurama? You know that fucking robot, the hedonism robot? No. The hedonism one. The one who's literally a fucking bench who talks in that high, fancy, proper accent.
Yes.
He's the fucking human embodiment of that, dude, but worse. I genuinely think the cartoon in Futurama acted better than this guy fucking did, and he fucking won an award for it, dude. It's goddamn asinine, bro. I said that we had likes and dislikes. I don't know if you have any likes, but I have nothing fucking positive. I really do not have anything fucking positive. There's nothing good that I can say about this. They misidentified what slavery means. They told you a shitty fucking romance story for the sake of we had to add something of fucking almost substance. It's way too fucking long for nothing to goddamn happen. I summarized this movie in a sentence and a half, and we sat through it for 3.5 fucking hours, dude. There was nothing good.
Positive is that we got a meme from I'm Spartacus.
I don't even think that was fucking good, dude. Like, it's a shitty fucking trope. All right. Do you have anything to say about this before we move on? I said 15 minutes, and I kind of want to hit that target. We got 30 seconds to go.
Okay. So I'm gonna rank this between I'm gonna rank this below this number 4.
This is dead last for me, and it's not fucking close, dude. No, absolutely fucking not. There is not a sum of money. I didn't hate it,
but I was bored. You know, that was about it. I didn't.
So fucking terrible. Anyway, slightly missed that 15-minute mark, but honestly, I'm proud of us for how fast we fucking speedrun this. This might be my favorite podcast ever, despite how much I fucking hated this subject material. Anyway, if you guys are interested in more movies, please, for the love of God, don't fucking watch this one. Don't do it to yourselves. You can watch more Kubrick movies with us in the Discord on Tuesdays. By the time this airs, I think we've got 7 to go. I don't know. Math is fucking hard. Anyway, if you're interested in us as people, you can check us out on our other shit. The Discord is the easiest place to find that, but you can check us out on Twitch. Stallman at Traductus, myself at Ted Green Eagles. Feel free to come and hang, watch movies.
And Ted also at Spartacus.
No. Fuck you. And fuck this film. Fuck Kubrick for making it. Fuck everybody involved. I hated it. Anyway, out of here. Happy we could speedrun this. Favorite podcast. Least favorite movie. Fuck the whole damn thing. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Thanks for hanging.
See ya.